Hello everyone, this is Heather and I am back with another video for Emerald Creek, and today I am sharing a project for Emerald Creek's anniversary. They have now been open for business for 1 whole year, and Kim, the owner, has done some amazing things in that year, and I really think you should check out her shop and definitely check out our challenge over on the Emerald Creek Dares blog as well. I will have links to both of those in the description below. So what you've seen me do so far is stamp the Elder Grove tree stamp on the bottom of this tag, and I just used some chalk ink from Prima for that. I like the bold dark color. And now I'm adding some embossing powder to the very bottom of that tag, and I used the burnt copper leaves embossing powder, which I love. It's one of my favorites right now. So this challenge is an anything goes challenge, so you can really make any sort of project and link it up on the blog for your chance to win a $50 gift certificate to the Emerald Creek shop. And Kim has tons of great things over in her shop, lots of her own unique stamp designs, as well as this Rainy Days stencil that I'm using. It's one of her designs as well. It's a really awesome new product that she recently came out with. And for that, I just used a sponge to sponge on some ink to make these raindrops, and I'm using her clear gloss embossing powder over that, and it's a nice fine powder, so it stuck really nicely to those raindrops. I had to apply the ink quite heavily because the first time I tried this on a scrap paper, I waited too long and my ink was dry, so the embossing powder didn't quite stick. So you just have to be quick and be mindful of that. Instead, you could use Versamark ink if you would like a longer lasting wet ink, which is meant for embossing. So I did that, and then I just did some lighter raindrops using the stencil a second time, and I am inking the edges and adding some vintage photo to the whole background of that. And this tag, I don't know if I said this, but it was inspired by kind of my favorite products right now. So I'm really loving that Elder Grove tree stamp, as well as the Rainy Days stencil and that burnt copper leaves embossing powder. I love all of those, and so I wanted to create a tag sort of inspired by that. I had stamped out that lily, which is a Emerald Creek image, but it was just too big for the tag, and I had it on white cardstock, which I didn't really like with this cream cardstock. Sometimes I like to mix white and cream, but in this case it wasn't working for me. So here I'm using Emerald Creek's daffodil stamp, which is a bit smaller and a more workable size for this scale of tag. So I'm just doing this watercolor technique, and I'm using a water brush and actually just using the excess ink off of the stencil that I had sponged on there. So I'm just lightly watercoloring these, and I used that dark brown chalk ink, which wasn't quite fully dry when I watercolored it, so the brown ink bled a little bit, but I really actually like that look. So it is a different sort of look rather than just the blue. It has a bit of that brown bleeding, and you'll see that in the close-up photos at the end here or on my blog if you check that out. So I just fussy cut that out, and I was thinking of putting it at the bottom of the tag and making sort of a scenery type thing on this, but again, I didn't want to cover that nice tree image, so I actually decided to hang this bundle of flowers upside down from the top of the tag, and to me it sort of it replicates the idea of flowers hanging to dry, which I really like, and so that's kind of what I was going for. I tied it to the top of the tag. Here I'm taking one of Emerald Creek's charms, which is the key charm. This comes in a pack of 12, and I dipped it in my Versamark ink pad and then dipped it into the burnt copper leaves powder, and I love this powder, as I mentioned. It's really neat. It has some bigger chunks and some smaller chunks in it, so you get a really nice variation there, as well as a good variation in color. It's sort of a brown powder overall, but it has some really nice golds and other tones in it as well when you look closer. So I'm just pulling out some beads now to finish off the top of my tag, and I'm thinking that I'll use this twine to sort of tie the bundle of flowers to the top like I had talked about, but I couldn't get the twine through those holes that I poked, so I do end up using some thread to tie it to the top, and then I string some beads together and tie that to the top, as well as that key charm that I created. So this was a pretty simple tag, fun to make, but easy to make as well if you follow the steps. I suppose there are a lot of steps, but overall it was pretty simple and fun. As I said, I had a lot of fun with this one. If you would like, please do check out the Emerald Creek shop, as I mentioned, as well as come participate in our challenge. It's a super fun one. You can, like I said, it's an anything goes challenge all month long, and you have a chance to win $50 for the shop. And also, if you get a chance, please come congratulate Kim on being open for 1 year of business. It's a huge feat, and she has made such amazing progress with her business, so I'm really excited for her. She's always willing to help out fellow people in the industry as well as fellow business people, and I just really appreciate that in her. She's such a nice lady. So definitely support her business because she is wonderful and she has amazing products. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great week.